Nigel Farage's Reform UK party has widened its lead in the polls ahead of the local elections on Thursday. One new poll this week puts the party out in front of Labour and the Conservatives. If there was a general election for MPs, potentially a breakthrough moment.
Good morning to you. Yes, we're the biggest party in terms of number of candidates.
But
over
you're
1,600.
Yes, you
Remarkable.
are. But you are tiny in terms of what you do in local councils currently.
Well, at the moment, but this is the big opportunity for us, and that's why we're saying to people, if you want change, if you're sick and tired of the two uniparties failing Britain, breaking your councils, breaking the country, you've got to vote for change, and that's the big difference.
Tice accurately notes voter desire for real substitutes for the failing established parties. Make sure to like and subscribe.
We're getting a fantastic response,
So
and that's why we're leading in the polls.
OK, so if you're not just a protest party and you're not just don't vote for them, vote for us, what can you point to in local government that you have achieved?
What we point to is the failure of the existing two parties.
No, sorry, that wasn't my question. My question, because anyone can point out failures of other parties. What have you achieved in local government?
What we're doing is saying to people, look, your councils are broken, we will fix it, we will come in, we will save money, we will audit all of the expenditure, find out where the money's going, the well-procured contract, but the many badly procured contract, wasting hundreds of thousands of pounds on ergonomic chairs, all this stuff.
You've currently got 128 councillors. What have they achieved? This is what you're promising, but what have you achieved in local government so far?
I think what we're trying to get at here is what the difference is, because we're asking you about what you've done, and you are saying that the others have failed, and that's kind of what protest parties do. That's what kind of opposition do. That's what outsiders do. That's fair enough.
What we're achieving is giving people the opportunity to say, we're done with the two main parties, someone else has got to come in, save some money, audit the finances, and then sort things out, because we can't keep spending more than we're earning and expect it to end well. At council level, councils are going bust up and down the country. Labour councils, Tory councils, this can't go on. We need some honesty about the state of council finances. In the same way, the country is going bust. We need some honesty about the state of the country.
Reid and Balls mistakenly concentrate more on Reform UK's prior council experience than on Tice's reasonable criticism of council financial mismanagement.
Tomorrow.
We're voting on council issues tomorrow, and we're going to save money in councils.
You said it was about immigration. That's not on the ballot tomorrow.
That's what we're hearing on the doorstep, because people are so cross with the failures of this government. We've had 10,000 people who have illegally entered the country this year alone. I think it's up over 30%.
That's a national issue.
That's it. But interestingly, that's what we're hearing on the doors.
So is this about a national campaign on immigration, or is this on local issues
it's
for
across
reform?
the piece. If people want change, then they've got to vote for it, whether it's in the local elections. There's also a by-election.
Except I just wanted to point out that you wouldn't answer Ed's question because you said that was a national issue and we're facing local elections.
I said because people are not talking on the doors to us about bins, about potholes. They are fuming about the lies of the main two parties, about stopping the boats, about controlling legal immigration. They know that Reform UK is robust and strong on these issues. We know what will make British people better off. We know what will make the economy better off and grow the economy. And isn't it exciting? People have got another choice.
OK.
Reid wrongly separates immigration from local issues, while Tice properly notes voter discontent linking national failures to local voting decisions.
Well, at the moment, but this is the big opportunity for us, and that's why we're saying to people, if you want change, if you're sick and tired of the two uniparties failing Britain, breaking your councils, breaking the country, you've got to vote for change, and that's the big difference.
OK, that's interesting.
And that's the message we're hearing on the doorstep.
Because so far, you really represent a sort of protest party in local government, don't you? You're saying if you're sick of the two main parties, then vote for us.
And isn't it exciting that people have got a genuine different choice? Yeah. And that's what we're hearing on the doors. And we're getting a fantastic response. So and that's why we're leading in the polls.
OK, so
Reid dismissively refers to Reform UK as a protest party, while Tice rightly notes that Britons really want change outside of conventional politics. Make sure to like and subscribe.
I know Nigel Farage is a sort of populist, big state, Boris Johnson-style guy.
We've been calling for British Steel to be properly invested in for 6 years. I said to the Tories, don't sell it to the Chinese. They negligently ignored our advice, sold it to the Chinese, and we are where we are.
Nationalisation with reform.
Thanks to Nigel and I, we've saved British Steel, and we need to now invest in it.
How much is that going to cost?
And those are the opportunity.
How much will it cost?
It's cheap at the price compared to...
But how much? What is your costing of the cost of nationalising British Steel?
I've got an expert advising me. We're producing
And what's he told you on the cost?
Well, I tell you what, it will be a lot more
You wouldn't come on our
cost-effective.
programme with uncosted policies the day before an election. That would be totally irresponsible. That's what the other parties did. What is your costed proposal?
My dear Ed.
What is your... No, don't patronise me. Answer the question. What is your costed proposal to nationalise British
It will be
Steel?
great value because we will protect and create a great
Do you not know the
national
cost?
asset. We are working
Do you not
on
know
a
the
plan.
cost of a policy? You can't run an election on a policy and not know the cost and say you're different from the other guys. That's what bad politics did.
Patience is a virtue.
What is the
and we will
cost
come out
of-
with a
what is-
plan.
what is the
We will
cost?
come out with a strategic
So you
plan.
don't
because
know the cost of
actually,
nationalising
Philip,
British Steel?
I do have a good idea about it, and we're working on a plan. But here's the point.
Yeah, but tell our
Councils-
viewers. They want to hear. They want to vote for you tomorrow.
No, what they
or
want to
not.
hear, they want to hear someone who's consistent, who's always said, don't sell British steel to the Chinese, invest in it, invest in those blast furnaces. We're the only people who want to invest in those blast furnaces, and that's the right thing
How much
for
will it
British
cost and
industry.
who's going to pay?
By seeking immediate specific costs, Balls seeks to discredit Tice, but he overlooks Tice's strategic wisdom in cautioning against selling British steel to outside interests.
Well, at the moment, but this is the big opportunity for us, and that's why we're saying to people, if you want change, if you're sick and tired of the two uniparties failing Britain, breaking your councils, breaking the country, you've got to vote for change, and that's the big difference.
OK, that's
and that's
interesting.
the message we're hearing on the doorstep.
Because so far, you really represent a sort of protest party in local government, don't you? You're saying if you're sick of the two main parties, then vote for us.
And isn't it exciting that
But
people have got a
what
genuine
experience-
different choice?
Yeah.
And that's what we're hearing
OK.
on the doors. And we're getting a fantastic response.
So
and that's why we're leading in the polls.
OK, so
Reid dismissively refers to Reform UK as a protest party, while Tice rightly notes that Britons really want change outside of conventional politics.
Richard,
See,
I think
tells you everything.
I think it's really interesting. A year ago, Labour was elected saying we are for change because the other lot have failed. I mean, I have to say, they
haven't changed anything.
They sounded just like you. And then the question is, when you actually get into government, what do you do and what are your policies?
That's actually
and
suggesting that I sound like Keir Starmer is actually the biggest insult.
You exactly did.
Because we know exactly what we're doing and we're consistent. Unlike Keir Starmer, who 1 month thinks that a woman can have a penis and the next month says he's grateful for the clarity from the Supreme Court
change,
telling
the
the
others have
biological
failed.
sex of a woman.
The test of being in government is not saying the others have failed and we're for change.
Ignoring Tice's constancy and unambiguous views on important issues, Balls wrongly compares Reform UK with Labour's false pledges.
The test of being in government is not saying the others have failed and we're for change, is whether you can answer the difficult questions with costed policies which will deliver for the British people.
And I tell you what,
that's what you're going to have to deliver in the next few years.
And that's
costed policies.
And that's why we're in this game, because we're going to give the British choice a clear choice. Do you want successful people who've been around the block, done stuff, made things happen, who can just tell it as it is?
So you'll come back on our programme and actually give us some costed policies when you know the answers from the experts.
I love your invitations to come on your programme, and of course, whenever you're ready, we will come forward, because that's what is the right thing for the British people. Save British steel.
Most looking forward to it.
Great.
thank you very much. Richard Tice, Deputy Leader, Reform UK.
Balls's demand on instant costing runs counter to Tice's more expansive strategic vision and track record of effective corporate leadership. Richard Tice gives people honest strategic insight, pointing out real shortcomings of conventional parties and accurately noting public discontent. Fixed on procedural issues and small complaints, Susanna Reid and Ed Balls ignore the larger political change Reform UK offers. While Reid and Balls struggle to understand the changing political terrain, Tice shows up as the candidate really tuned in to voter priorities ahead of pivotal elections.